Lewis Hamilton deeply shook Ferrari's structure with statements that caught everyone off guard. And what's most striking is that this didn't happen after a glorious win, a celebrated podium, or even an electrifying battle for top positions. On the contrary, this episode came to light after one of the most bitter, unsettling, and undoubtedly emotionally challenging weekends of his entire Formula One career. The Spanish Grand Prix went far beyond a simple disappointment. It was a breaking point. For the first time since beginning his journey with the Italian team, Hamilton didn't just show discomfort. He exposed flaws, pointed fingers, and left a clear impression that the trust between driver and team is beginning to dangerously erode. From the moment he hit the track, Hamilton dealt with an unstable, unpredictable car, unable to meet the demands of a high-level race. This was made worse by a specific setup change that apparently disrupted the vehicle's balance entirely. The British driver, a multi-time champion known for his adaptability, was overtaken by cars from midfield teams, an image that reinforced his sense of powerlessness behind the wheel. All of this unfolded in front of packed grandstands in Barcelona under the watchful eyes of thousands of fans. His frustration was so obvious that even carefully crafted PR statements couldn't conceal the vast gap between expectations and reality. This was not what he envisioned when he accepted the challenge of wearing Ferrari's iconic red. But the situation took on even greater proportions when Hamilton made it clear that the issue wasn't just on-track performance. He went further, pointing directly at the foundations of Ferrari's operations. Serious communication failures between departments, rash decisions made under pressure, and a car concept that, even after upgrades, still doesn't deliver consistent results when it matters most. Meanwhile, Hamilton faced this dismal scenario as Charles Leclerc celebrated a podium finish. The disparity in results between two drivers in the same machine triggered alarm bells throughout the paddock. Are we witnessing an imminent internal split? Has Hamilton lost faith in the project? Or is this a final wake-up call for Ferrari to respond? What's most alarming is that Hamilton didn't sugarcoat his dissatisfaction. It was explicit, public, and targeted. He spared no one, didn't downplay the severity of the situation, and most importantly, showed no signs of patience for much longer. His words were a challenge, an ultimatum, and in a sport where the slightest mistake can cost positions, titles, and reputations, that tone is deafening. The most striking aspect of this entire narrative was the contrast within Ferrari's own garage. While Hamilton struggled to control his car and defend his position against unlikely rivals, Leclerc executed a clean, efficient, and strategic race that took him to third place. Both were driving the same SF25, but with different setups and, crucially, different levels of operational response. The image of Leclerc smiling on the podium while Hamilton walked away with his head down was symbolic, and no press release or post-race statement can erase the power of that scene. Hamilton's post-race comments were a clear warning. He stated bluntly that the car simply didn't work here, making it obvious that this wasn't just a one-off issue, but a systemic failure. He strongly implied that something is going wrong in the preparation process and in the way Ferrari interprets and applies the feedback from its drivers. For someone who built his career on technical perfection and elite adaptability, this kind of failure isn't just frustrating, it's unacceptable. And then came the radio transmission that laid everything bare. After his final pit stop, still under the safety car, Hamilton reported that the car felt too light. He suspected that the front wing adjustment done during the pit stop hadn't been executed correctly. It may seem like a minor technical detail, but this type of intervention is critical. And if a team like Ferrari still gets these basic elements wrong, it shows that the precision level needed to win simply isn't being met. We're talking about a routine tweak that may have cost him crucial points. In a race where every fraction of a second matters, this kind of mistake is not just serious, it's unforgivable. Team principal Fred Vasseur took some responsibility. In interviews after the race, he admitted the front wing change might not have been carried out properly. But this confession raises an even more serious concern. If the most basic tasks aren't being executed with precision during high-pressure moments, How does Ferrari expect to compete with teams like Red Bull or McLaren, who display operational excellence down to the last detail? What's at stake here isn't just a front wing, it's the entire system's reliability. While Hamilton faced this technical storm, Leclerc displayed full control. His race was marked by smart decisions, excellent tire management, and perfect timing. He got everything he could out of the equipment. More importantly, he had a team behind him that executed everything flawlessly. This wasn't a stroke of luck. It was the result of integrated work, clear communication, and mutual trust. It's the kind of synergy Hamilton enjoyed for years with Bono at Mercedes. And so far, that bond doesn't seem to exist at Ferrari. The problem isn't talent. Hamilton remains one of the most complete and respected drivers on the grid. The issue is that he's currently embedded in a system that isn't functioning. It feels like Ferrari can only get one side of the garage right at a time. And that, for a team aspiring to a championship, is an unacceptable limitation. Even as he tried to maintain a composed tone, Hamilton seemed emotionally close to a breaking point. He spoke about the need to reevaluate everything, to intensify simulator sessions, to seek immediate solutions. But beneath the surface, there was a coded message. The clock is ticking. He's warning the team, publicly, that if nothing changes, this partnership may not last as long as people thought. The overtake by Nico Hülkenberg was symbolic. Yes, the German driver had softer tires, but he was driving a Haas, on paper, a car that should not be challenging a Ferrari. That maneuver, witnessed by thousands at the circuit and millions at home, summed up Ferrari's current moment. For Hamilton, that was the final straw. Not because he lost a position, but because he realized he's being held back by issues that shouldn't exist at this level. And the context makes everything even more serious. The upgrades brought to Barcelona were critical. They represented a turning point for the SF25's development. If they failed, the team would have to reconsider the car entirely and potentially shift focus to 2026. For Hamilton, that's unacceptable. He joined Ferrari to win now, not in 2 years. And watching all his time, energy, and legacy being jeopardized by preventable errors is crushing. It's clear that Barcelona was a crossroads. Ferrari had a choice. And in Hamilton's view, they chose the wrong path. His criticism wasn't just venting. It was a cry for help, a demand that the team recognize its shortcomings, abandon complacency, and evolve. Because if that doesn't happen, this story may end before it even reaches its climax. Hamilton isn't the kind of driver who tolerates mediocrity. He doesn't accept flawed processes, broken communication, or slow responses. He wants excellence, he wants precision, he wants results. And if Ferrari can't deliver that, the badge's history and prestige will mean nothing to him. With Montreal on the horizon, the pressure is only increasing. The Canadian circuit demands perfect coordination between driver and engineer, and any misstep, no matter how small, could eliminate any remaining chance of salvaging the season. Time is running out, and Ferrari needs to act now. The question is, will they listen? Will they act? Or will they continue to sweep the issues under the rug, hoping driver talent alone can cover for deep structural flaws? Montreal will provide the answer. And what happens there could define not just the rest of the season, but the future of Hamilton's relationship with Ferrari. And do you believe Ferrari can bounce back? Or has Hamilton exposed problems that simply can't be fixed in time? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to follow every twist of this high-stakes saga, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because what's at stake now is much more than a championship. It's the very future of Ferrari in the modern Formula One era.